All right, before we get started, no, we did not be, we wasn't staring in each other's eyes while we was taking a shit. We wasn't doing any of that, but we was working on getting us a special guest tonight. So, suck it. Hello,
What's
everybody in
up,
the
people?
chat. Got that out of the way, Lance.
Yeah,
What you think?
that we did.
Oh, just waiting for the cold weather to get over.
Yeah.
Well, hell, 2 days this week we run the heater, and 2 days we done run the air conditioning.
Well, we don't have to run the air conditioning till about July around here.
Oh, no, you got to get a ride.
July, August.
July usually, sometimes beginning, sometimes mid, but June's usually all right. Yeah, sometimes we got to run a little air conditioning in June, maybe late June, but a lot of times, even our water temperature, even up to July 4th, most of the time isn't even 70. Now, the last couple of years it has because it got warm early, but not so hot you had to run the air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, we got.
What's going on, Burgess?
What'd you say, Greg?
Randy?
How's it going, V?
B.
How
Well,
you doing?
that's it for the show tonight, folks. We're getting on off here. Being so excited. We're going to go ahead and cut it short real quick.
Said hello. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. She says, hi, Tim, but hello, all you peasants. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Chris said, holy cow, it's that new guy on Facebook.
Yeah. I finally decided I was going to participate in Facebook a little bit. I don't know how much, though. I've put out a whole bunch of stuff, and I haven't really got much traction with it. Maybe that's how it is when you're new.
It is.
Is it?
It takes a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate, Rowdy Royal.
It's Rowdy, Royal, Nate. They all in here, too.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, he's up in here.
Oh, the Popo's here watching.
Yeah, you got to watch Matt Ryan. He's the popo. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The YouTube censorship police.
Yeah.
He's an actual Popo.
He's worse than that. He's out of California, and he's
Creole's in you.
a police officer.
What's going on, Creo? Matt Ryan said, what's an air conditioner?
That's about right.
Yes, indeed.
We gotta run both.
We got to have both down here. I mean,
Yeah. I didn't have it for a long time in this house until I added on and redid the whole thing and put in central air. We had a little window unit, but about to kill you on the electricity bill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa's in there.
So what you been up to other than working?
I've been doing a little bit of working and a little bit of working.
Yeah.
There has been no fishing.
That's up.
No fishing
You
at all.
you know what that means, huh?
I do, and I'm so jealous I got to look away.
You could reach through that screen and strangle him right now, couldn't you?
Oh boy, I'm happy for people that can go fishing in the winter. I really am. But yeah, you wouldn't want to do it around here.
Yeah.
I used to. I used to chainsaw my way out to the main channel and jump big flat sheets of ice going down the main river just so I could get to certain places. And it was channel cats only around here, but it was all right. But once you've done it, there's no shot at catching a gigantic channel cat through the winter here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see people catching blues on Facebook right now. Even up closer to St. Louis, and I'll tell you what, I've seen more catfish participation on Facebook than I have seen on the other two platforms combined. Really, maybe that's the way my feed's going right now, but I flip through my feed and there's catfish after catfish.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that comes through mine too.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the Facebook group of catfishermen is quite large compared to
Yeah.
some other platforms. I mean, the YouTube one's pretty large too, but you got to filter through all the other stupid stuff. So bad
Mhm.
on my on my feed.
yeah,
Probably just the way they do it.
yeah. So, how was your holidays?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
That's a tough question after you lose a child because
I know.
holidays are hard. Birthdays are hard. Any celebrations are hard. Any of that stuff.
I know what you're talking about because it's the same when you lose your pop. I mean, it's a hard one.
And we better quit talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go
I'll start crying like a little schoolgirl.
And then we're gonna start talking catfish.
All right. What do you want?
I can't wait. Couple
Hey,
months, I'll be able to hit the river.
Gimpy said, he said, I see a lot of videos, big blues and flatheads as well. Just not me doing it.
Dustin.
Well, I've got a lot of reruns I can post. I just don't have much new stuff. Shoot, I was only able to fish 5 days last year.
Hey man, send it.
How's it going,
Well,
Doug?
I will.
Send it. Put it out there.
I'll trickle it out
Yeah.
when I get time. I mean, that's a lot easier than making them. Go and transfer it over, and that's it. But yeah.
I would say Gimpy's the company mascot, but I mean he's only a half a dude, so a little bit on the shorter side.
Yeah.
I ain't right, am I?
No, you're not. You are not.
But Gimpy's he loves fish. Man, I ain't worried about your. I was gonna say something I shouldn't, but I ain't.
This winter, I ain't been out. Usually, I'm fishing for them, as John calls them, the giant tadpoles. But we've been too windy here.
That's what they look like.
It's been windy here, so I just been occupying myself by airbrushing now.
I've always wanted to fish for those and eat one because everybody says they're so delicious. I think they're neat looking myself. An eel pout.
Yeah.
I just never have had the opportunity to be in its range when they're biting.
Well, you know a fella right there that could put some on some dry ice.
Oh yeah, but
November
that's
yeah, they start
different
biting. I've
stuff's
been
expensive
catching.
these days.
Yeah, Dustin, I went Saturday, caught, wasn't no big ones, but I got 10 of them. I total out 154 pounds.
Let's put it this way, Tim. If you like cod,
I do.
that's exactly what they are. They just freshwater cod.
They say it's the poor man's lobster and all this stuff. It tastes exactly like lobster. But, I've eaten a lot of northern fish, but we don't get fresh cod here. We get like frozen cod here. That cod range is quite a bit north of us and quite a bit east usually. And so we don't really get the opportunity to have fresh stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's like anything else, I mean, fresh trout here, fresh walleye is, twice as good as frozen stuff.
Yeah. I did it Saturday and all that week. Dustin?
I'm just waiting for John to talk. I think John was trying to talk there.
Nah, Dustin was just asking if I fished in all that wind. I told him I fished in all that wind Saturday.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was bad.
I don't know about on them, but on me, it was right at about 14, 15 mile an hour. But it happened.
And you were in the pontoon boat.
Well, yeah.
That's a lot of wind for a pontoon boat. That's a lot of wind for a regular boat.
It ain't bad when you're brave enough to lose $100 anchor.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's either gonna come back up or you ain't getting it.
We thought we lost
Right.
it. For a bit.
I almost lost it once there though,
Yeah.
but I got it out of there.
So tell me about this new reel. I have not seen it yet, but I'm supposing it's out now, John.
No,
Oh, it's not.
no, it's to cost me more money to get the same response.
Okay.
They here,
They're in the States.
they here, right here in the States.
Yeah.
Cost us more money and still ain't got the product.
Yeah, still can't get it. They won't release it.
More paperwork and more money,
Okay.
you still don't have it.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what we said.
You know, and you can only go so far. And when they tell you we're going to handle you according to federal law, it's time to stop the phone calls. So
Yep. Big
Well,
old mess.
I tell you what, it is as much as I love using that bastard, I might just take it off the rod and send it to you.
Oh yeah. Well, there's no hurry because it won't see water till August.
Oh, okay. Well, I get to use it till August.
Maybe if we're lucky, ours will come in by then.
No,
Because I mean, I got plenty of flathead rigs. I mean, you know, I got reels that'll handle flatheads. Shoot, I got my old Blue Cat reels I could throw on there. But as
Okay.
far as going into the big water is where I want to test that at.
Man, look, I dragged that pontoon around with it.
I'll bet you did.
Oh, I do. I do. I'll drag that pontoon around with it, or I'll just do like you done that night when you chunked it up on the barge and hung it up.
Yeah.
I'll do that with it in them rock and hold that boat straight.
Yep. Yep.
Just
Well,
leave it up on the side. It ain't going nowhere.
yep. That's pretty good. Use it as a second anchor sometimes.
Hey, Gimby said,
Yep.
anybody want to form an extraction team and go get them?
Where are they at? Sounds like fun.
Indiana.
Gary in your area.
Indiana, really.
Yeah.
There's a warehouse in Indiana that's holding that and about $200,000 worth of somebody else's products.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Is that all because of the tariffs, or is that because of other
Yeah.
stuff?
Nope.
Yep.
Tariffs.
Customs.
Yeah.
Just holding your stuff.
Is that because they're too lazy to get it counted and figure out what the tariffs?
To be honest with you, I think that's exactly what it is. They don't want to do anything.
And that they're doing civil disobedience. They don't like it, so they don't want to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, we got a bunch of other things on the plate that we want to do, but we're scared of losing them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It took me almost 3 months to get another shipment of 10-aught hooks in. 9-aught hooks.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter which country you ordering it from.
No.
It's the same bullshit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to come from China
No.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that started ordering a bunch of things from Sweden, thinking that it was going to be smooth sailing, just come right on to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was smooth sailing right on to us, but when it hit the U.S., it was a whole big old cluster.
They're trying to make a statement, trying to make everybody go against the tariffs because they don't like them, because they loved how unfair it was before. You know, all these other countries getting off pretty much free, but yet we had to pay tariffs on all of our products. I mean, I've been overseas overseas where, you know, you don't see any American cars. You don't see anything made in America at all.
There's Danny.
Danny Stone said, just got home. Everybody can't chat. I'm eating. Danny, the hell with you. We rolling. Put the plate
So,
down.
so we're supposed to wait while Danny eats. Is that what
Yeah,
I'm
I
hearing?
think that's what he's meaning. He wants us to wait till he's
I see. I see.
because you know he don't want to be interrupted while he's eating, but yet because you don't want this nothing going on the show.
It's written in the book of Danny Stone that we should follow that. Yes. Thou shalt not chat while Danny Stone is eating.
There you go. Gimpy said, "Eat fast, Danny." Yeah, buddy. But yeah, I mean, you know, our fishing don't stop.
Yeah, and I'm really trying hard to get down there this winter sometime. And I've talked to you about it before. And then I got so busy I didn't know what to do, and I'm still busy. But I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I should knock on wood, because every time I say that, I get a big giant rash of orders. And yeah, my son has been gone to these young leadership conferences, and he's been gone now in this Christmas break for almost a couple of weeks. He's supposed to be back tonight. He was going to be back earlier, but it's not going to be till probably after this is done. And he is a big help to me as far as getting orders done. So, but this last summer, he had enough of his own projects that, because I kind of made him a deal. I said, if you can, you know, do products I don't have time for and local projects, you can do them yourself, and I'll be your benefactor. So he was so busy, he couldn't help me enough to get me ahead. I couldn't fish that much. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's not going to be the case this year.
Yeah, V said if she don't fish soon, bad things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Chris,
I
we'll be
don't get-
praying for you, Chris.
Yeah, I don't get real owly until it's like fishing season. Then I can't go. Then I'm pretty bad.
And Gimpy said he don't like Bigfoot because it makes him jealous. Well, it should, because you ain't got Bigfoot, man. Hey, and I can prove that fact to you, Tim. Gimpy don't have a foot. I got it.
Oh boy.
I swapped him a rod.
You know, if I don't think there's any live show on all of social media that you might just see an odd body part sticking up in the camera. It's the only one.
Hey, he sent me a message. Hey, is this rod going to cost me an arm and a leg? And I told him no. Just a foot.
Just a foot.
I got a foot. I need one more though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them hanging on the back of the pontoon while I'm going down the road. Make people wonder.
Yeah, that's a good way to get pulled over, I think.
Around here, they wouldn't think about it too much.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yes, indeed.
And they probably see who's driving, pulling that pontoon. They'll be like, that's that John Cyclone.
Yeah, that's that dumb ass down the road. I ain't worried about him. Yeah, Mike Lockhart, JTS in here.
It don't close for us, Danny.
Hey,
Fishing season.
Hey, Danny Stone said, wait a minute, what's this fishing season crap? When does it close, Tim?
For us about Halloween, it really does.
Well,
Because it becomes too expensive and too time consuming to be able to. I mean, I can go down there and it looks like the surface of the moon after October 31. Because what happens is they all start migrating as soon as that sunlight, the length of daylight goes down, and then the water starts cooling. That's their mark, and then they start moving downstream. So they'll move from Keokuk through Myers, through Canton, through a couple more dams, right through that, and beat feet down farther than my good range. Because it's already 4 hours down. Then I got to go another 6, 7, 8 hours, and I just don't have the time for it.
If you're gonna do that, you just gonna get on a plane, come see me.
Right?
Yes, I might as well just go down to Louisiana and just wear my arms out.
That's it.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, real quick
Yep.
fishing. Daniel.
Yeah.
And if I get on a plane, I would hope I'd be able to fish more than just a couple of days, because I mean that's the thing. It's and I've kind of always believed in that. I say, okay, if I'm going to take a vacation or go somewhere, how much money are we going to spend per day or per hour? That's the thing, because you can go to somewhere, you can go to Disneyland as far as you want, but 2 days, $7,000, you're spending, $150 an hour sleeping and everything up. Nope.
What the hell are you talking about? I got a 3-bedroom house, no sleep over one room.
I know that, but you still got the cost of the flight. You still got the cost of, losing business hours. You still got I just got to factor all that in. Yeah,
Yeah,
it might be kind of weird. But
I got you.
I got to get it done. What's that?
Parker just came on.
Mm.
Oh,
Tell you what.
Jerry Parker.
Go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'll be right back.
Trying to get to where I can see the comments, but I guess I can't.
You should be on top. You should be able to see the little chat box. No? On the bottom?
Well, now my screen's all locked. Hold on. On the bottom. Nope.
Because I know on my phone, it's on the top.
Nope. It just says restream, add channels, and then down below it says camera access not granted, I guess. And then at the very bottom, it's just the controls for it. I don't know what it is. Nope. Menu settings. Let me see something here. Privately talk. No. Uh-oh. There
No,
it
on
is.
mine. You found it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you hear me talk now?
Yeah.
Okay. I did.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything, Lance, Parker says. All right, now I can see it. There we go. But as soon as I turn it sideways, it just, there we go.
Yeah, it
All
should
right.
pop up on the slide.
You know what? It ain't that important to see me, so I'll just go this way. I
Mm-hmm.
can see it.
That's good.
Oh man.
So yeah. Springtime right around the corner, Epic.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Where do you live? It's right around the corner.
Well, according to the calendar, I know up here towards us it ain't. It's far
I
off.
got all of January, all of February, all of March, all of April, and most of May before, or half of May. I got 4.5 months before we even get a single leaf on the trees. There won't even be any birds.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat as you because I'm further north.
And I start watching people's live shows, and I'm hearing cardinals chirp, and I'm seeing leaves on trees. I'm like, what?
Right.
We got a month left where we even see a bug on a tree.
Exactly.
Old farts trying to figure out technology. You're right there, Fishing Matt. I don't do this. I don't do this enough to know what's going on.
Yeah, man, I haven't fished since just after Thanksgiving. The wind up here has been so bad.
I think my last fishing trip was September 30th or something like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a long ways.
All right, I'm back. And let me get this out of the way. George, I didn't go poop. So don't even think about it. Yes, indeed. So you got a long wait before you go back fishing, Tim.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be channel cats if I have the time to do it, which a lot of times I don't. Usually starts about 1st of May. The good portion ends about June 1, then the flatheads June 1 to about July 4th, and then those shut off up here because it's small. And then all of July sucks, and then
To make his phone go
and you
off.
got August, September, and most part of October is usually my big fish season.
Oh,
Greg Burton said, Lance, I have to cut my grass tomorrow before I go to the doctor.
Yep.
no, not us.
I ain't far from it. I'm about to have to do it myself.
Yeah.
I haven't mowed the yard since first week in September.
Say, John, did you go run one out?
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Parker. Yeah, it don't take long.
Matter of fact, it gets so cold up here, we all got to leave our grass about 6 or 7 inches long before it snows, so that it doesn't kill it.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you mow it off too short, you'll have dead patches come spring.
Yeah, you see, y'all don't understand John. And he knows that y'all guys is playing a trick and want to send John a message real quick. John knows how to turn it off. I get enough of that during the day.
Tim Scott, Daniel. His name is Tim Scott.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me use Epic Catfish when I was doing my Facebook thing. They just kept refusing it. So I had to use my regular name, which only about 10% actually know what my name is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Which is the same. I mean, I'm going through my, you may know, and there's a whole bunch of people I probably know, but I don't know their actual name. If they had their regular screen name, I would know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terry said they mowed the dirt today. At least that's what it felt like.
You see, that's the thing about it, Mike. Lockhart, we pretty much, I mean, we limited on days that we don't fish, It's either going to be because we got a 30-degree day or the wind 90 mile an hour.
And if you can handle it, that's good.
If you deal with it, it's good.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So, you got any big plans for next year or what, Tim?
I always have big plans. It's just, can I get them done? Usually if I get 20 days, 20 good solid days, not in a row, but 20 fishing trips down there, I'll usually catch a fish over 100. I got 5 last year. That's all I was able to go on, was 5 trips down to Old Donkey Waters. And here was the tale of it. The first fish was 85. First anchor, it was 85. Second big, and that was not a great fishing weekend. And we went 2 days, and my next fish was that big flathead, probably in the low 70s, maybe 71, 72. Then the next fish was, the next time I was able to go was when I took Joe Wagner, caught that 72. Mm-hmm. And then the next time I was able to go with Sean for 1 day. So that's I think, we went 3 days the first time, Aaron and I. And 1 day we couldn't get a single fish to bite. I mean, nothing. But we caught 2 fish in 3 days, and they were big. And then with Sean, we caught a 52 or a 53, a couple in the 40s, some low probably some high 20s and maybe a low 30 or two, and a 40. But I mean, that's pretty. It's still pretty good for a horrible bite for most of it. So you know, I just need 20 days. That's what I need, and I hope to you know land a fish of a 3-digit, you know, a fish of epic proportion. And
Yeah.
that is always my goal, and sometimes I don't get to, and sometimes I do. You know, weather permitting, river level permitting, and work permitting. So there's behind the 8 ball in a lot of things, but we'll try to get it done.
Yeah, the worst of it is the work permitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you're not in a position I'm in, because if I'm really wanting to go do something and boss wants me to work, I'll just threaten him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the unfortunate part about what I do is I'm not the only one working there. So
That's
of course
it.
I own it, but I got 2 people that work there full time, and they depend on me because I'm the only one that builds anything. And so I've got a finisher, and then I've got a guy that assembles a finished product. Now that takes as much time as it doesn't take quite as much time. So I usually end up having to work at least a Saturday, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, to keep ahead of them so they have a job. And so that makes it a little bit tough. Now Connor builds, so if he's here in the summer, I can get ahead of those, of those guys, and they won't have to like miss work or not have anything to work on.
Yeah. Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan wants to know if you finished the dingleberry bait.
Yeah, it's done.
Hello,
Yeah,
Greg.
That's a long story, Epic.
Yeah, it sounds
That was
like
one of
it would be.
That was one of those nights that the train fell off the track right as the show got started, and it stayed in the dirt for a long time.
Oh boy.
Parker said, come hell or high water, he's planning on landing a hundo this year from the bank.
Wow, that's
He's already
quite
done that
tall.
once.
That's a tall order, Jerry. Because I'm telling you, even in a boat, there's sometimes for 3 days you don't even find one. And when you're limited to the bank, you got to hope he's either there or he comes to you. And they ain't big movers during the day. That's a tall order. I wish you luck on that one. If anybody can do it, it's probably Jerry.
Yeah, he's done it once so far.
Jerry caught 100 from the bank.
No, that was from the boat.
Was that from the boat?
Yep, that was
I
from
thought
the
it
boat.
was from the bank.
That was a boat.
Okay.
Get your
My
eyes.
mistake.
Hey, look, we know he got an old boat, but damn, it don't look like dirt.
Well, I know he does land some monsters though from the bank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel wants to know if Lance is fishing for catfish in Hawaii or is Lance on mainland now?
I'm in Wisconsin, Daniel.
Where about in Wisconsin?
Sheboygan.
I am in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
He's almost
between-
at Canada.
I figured you were near the big lake somewhere.
Yeah, he's almost
Yeah.
at Canada.
I'm 2 minutes from Lake Michigan, Tim.
Gotcha. I used to be a charter mate on Lake Michigan back in the early 90s.
Okay.
Down around Chicago. Actually, Winthrop. I can't even remember the harbors' names anymore, but we used to work out of 4 different harbors. As the water warmed, you go north, you start low, go north. Racine was one of them. Mainly
Yeah.
coho, kings, cohos, lake trout, rainbows, and browns, depending on what time of year it was and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did I hit the Browns pretty hard this year from the river and the marina. Did a lot of casting for them.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like big browns. I don't like to eat them, but I like to catch them. I think they're beautiful and they fight hard.
Yeah. Biggest one I got this year was 13 pounds.
That's a big butterball right there.
Yes,
Yeah. I got that casting in the marina here in Sheboygan.
Hey,
My
I
buddy
caught
I think he got my buddy got a 20 pounder, I believe. He got a 20
caught-
pounder, 18.
Yeah, it's big.
I
think
caught-
my biggest ever was like 16, and it wasn't even all that long. It was just so round. I mean, that thing was a toad.
I caught a brown Saturday. Well, I'm serious. I mean, it was brown. I mean, it was flathead.
Oh, a flathead. Okay.
I caught that flathead out of 82 foot of water. Epic.
Probably not very big.
It was about 13 pounds, 14 pounds.
You know, that seems to be the deeper you go, it seems to be the 10 to 25 pound range, at least up here in the north. I don't know about down
But
there.
we have caught a 65 out of that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
fantastic.
I mean, if you saw what I was fishing in, you'd say, "Oh, okay, I understand."
Understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of collapsed revetment and all of that,
Okay.
and it's got a bunch of holes in it.
85 foot of water. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You know, it's not that flatheads don't hang out in 80 foot in different rivers, but the Mississippi area where I'm at, evidently, wherever it's deep, the water's just too fast for big flatheads. They just don't like it. And there's just not enough cover down there. So I just don't, whereas, on the Tennessee, I mean, shoot, I think it's pretty normal to catch them in 30, 40, 50 foot of water, but not up here.
Creo said, "No, John, you left the brown on the sandbar."
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord, Parker. Yeah, I usually give one in the morning. Sometimes midday too, depending on how much coffee I drink.
Oh, that's a trigger right there.
Yeah.
Warm coffee in the morning, and yeah, I'll be in direct conversation with Andrea in the morning. And I go, well, you better say what you got to say, because 3 more sips, I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah. You go and visit the Porcelain Crown.
Yeah, and it ain't waiting either. It's ready. It's got its ticket. It's going. It's leaving the subway.
Yeah, it's got to go.
Yep.
Just playing with that time. It usually happens at about the last 3 swallows.
Not me. Mine's about the first 3.
Ah. Well, I've been drinking it a lot longer and a lot stronger than you would likely.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Because if you look at the inside that cup, yeah.
Okay. All right. You got it's the permanent brown.
Oh, yeah, it's stained like hell. Yep.
Oh man.
Yes, indeed. These somebody's done went off the rail. You know that? You see that over there?
I see the chat just devolved into the bottom.
Oh, it looks epic.
It was up here and it dove. I mean,
That's every night when we do it live. It starts off really great, then all of a sudden,
It just
poof, dust trail, because it done jumped the rails. But it's all good, man. Everybody has some fun.
oh man.
Yeah.
Yep. They own me tonight, ain't they?
yeah, they roasted.
Yeah, they roasting the hell out of me tonight in chat, boy. Yeah. Why don't you get back on Lance and the grass curtain coconuts, man?
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm good on that one. They can stay on you.
I see. I
Thank
see.
you.
I see. But no,
Man, that one, there was a couple times they got both of us. We just both was getting
Yeah.
hammered in the chat.
yeah.
The guy in the bottom view to lighten up and doing in the image.
He just don't know shit.
Yeah.
Trust me, Matt. I'm used to quite a lot of immaturity. Not usually, it doesn't usually come from me, but I got people all around me that
Yeah.
you always know what they're gonna do, but you never know what they're gonna say.
That's right. That's the thing. That's the whole thing. Hey, buddy. What is Daniel trying to figure out? Yeah, I see. You got your name right. Real quick fishing instead of that.
Oh, instead of the numbers behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got rid of the 3 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, epic. We just waiting on a whole bunch of stuff to happen before we, and I mean I got some other news too, but I ain't the public ain't gonna know about that. But yeah, you're gonna be like, really?
Cool.
Yeah. A lot of hustling, you know that.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah. So you got till March before you start again.
May. And before I get serious into it, August.
Damn.
Yeah.
Make it
Oh, I
the
could go
same
down there
size.
early, but the population
Hey.
of big fish is just so minimal that it's not even worth my time.
You
Yeah.
you're gonna make it to
Chris X is the same thing.
Steve Douglas' show in Owensboro.
You know, I haven't made up my mind what I'm doing there. I would like to, stick with whatever Steve's doing, just out of support. I mean, there's a couple of things going on, but Owensboro,
Right.
when is that?
May, is it the 14th and 15th or the 15th and the 16th? May.
It's early in the month.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That gives me time. I don't even have to think about it yet. And my life is kind of push-pull, because if I get stuff, if I get orders because my lead time always stays the same at 6 to 8 weeks. And the people that sell it, they don't have a dollar amount or a piece amount or anything that they stop on. So I could, in a 6 to 8 week period, I could have 12 or 14 weeks worth of work.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know that.
So Jeremy just said need to get Epic down here in March or April to chase the flatheads. I'd kind of like to do double duty because that blue cat thing down there seems pretty challenging. I would. I'd like to go down there with some baits as big as a goat head and, mark some big fish amidst a bunch of small ones and see what can't be done. And maybe there's going to be some situations where, big fish will hang out that little fish don't hang out. I mean, that's kind of how it works where I'm at, but I don't know about down there. Oh boy. So is there a bunch of shenanigans going on Facebook? I just got 2 messages from people that say I got 2 accounts on Facebook. So somebody's already copied my account.
No, what it is there's a bunch of Tim Scotts on Facebook.
No, when they go into it, it's my pictures, all my same shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's one Tim Scott profile. They got 100 that I'm actually friends with. There's 100 and something people that are mutual friends. And then your new one you made,
What, do I have an old one? I
Yeah,
may have an old.
you have an old one.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's the old account.
Okay. All right.
What picture you got on your new account?
I got a super giant blue cat from about 2017 on there where I'm holding in my lap and it looks like a giant freaking dinosaur.
Did you have a cutoff shirt
Yeah.
on? All right.
Yep.
So that's the old one.
That's your new one or your old one?
My new one. I guess I
Okay.
guess I didn't even realize I had an old one. I know I made one a long time ago, but I thought it was the same one.
Hey, Jace.
Yes, indeed.
I'll have to check that out and see if I can't delete it. If I even remember what my password was.
You don't.
That's the problem.
That's why we write everything down,
Yeah.
Right.
because we tend to forget passwords
Yeah, I
and
can't remember.
logins.
I used to remember everything, and I still think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you had
but-
a young memory.
Chris.
Oh.
Chris said it's the same pic on both accounts.
Well,
One is zoomed in more.
then somebody's copying. We'll see.
George, you ought to build him. I ain't even going there with you, George. I ain't.
Later, Parker.
Parker's headed to work.
Yeah.
See you, Parker.
Yeah.
He got called in. Yes,
No, he had to
indeed.
go out at 2 in, didn't he? De-ice the damn scaffolding.
He said he got cloned.
Gimpy, you need to. Gimpy said you got cloned.
Cloned.
Yeah,
All right. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Hey, Jason.
Gimpy, the link is in the chat. Get up in here and maybe you can walk Tim through this shit. Yeah. Let me do this. Hang on, Gimpy. No.
And it's probably that's what it is. It's the old account. Chris said, I think Catchfish with us. Chris said, I think it's the old account. He never accepted my friend request on that one.
That's because I made it and then I never had time to mess with it.
Jason Cutter's in there.
Jason Cutter, what's happening, my friend?
Where's Andrew? He said it's not a clone, it's an old account. I have had a
Yeah.
pending request on it for over a year.
Okay. Sorry about that, Andrew. I'm sure there's a lot of requests on that one. I really intended on being able to use it, but that was kind of during that period where I came from busy to impossibly busy.
Lance, I'll send you that in a little while.
Unless he sent it to you, which I doubt.
I'll ask my wife to see if she can't find my old account while I'm up here. Okay, is the other one? Is the other one with my just a Tim Scott name on it? They say I have 2 Facebook accounts. I got an old one and I got this new one.
Got a friend request.
Because your old
from-
account,
Sent you.
I'm friends with you on your old account.
Okay.
And it's
Well,
just
you
as
have to
Tim
become
Scott.
friends with me on my new account because I evidently forgot I even had an old account.
Okay. Problem solved.
Yep.
Hell, just plot it. You still get the message.
Yep.
Yep. Dennis,
I did get my site cloned one time on TikTok, and it was a pain in the ass to get that thing to go away. Because I mean, they were
Wow.
copying everything. They copied everything. They didn't get into
Dang.
my old. They just copied everything and just claimed that they were me. But nobody fell for it because they would, put they would put comments underneath, all my videos and all that stuff, and no one would answer.
Think so.
So yeah.
yes, indeed.
I should use the same profile on each of them. Holy crap. I don't have that many pictures left. I've dumped so many phones in the river without backups that, matter of fact, I'm trying to, I've got one that got water in it and it doesn't charge very good. So I've got to be able to get my older photos because I've got, 8,000 older photos and I've only got so many on my phone. Dang seniors, you're right, Mr. Gimpy. That one I just so happened to have, posted on, I think it was TikTok or whatever, and so I could just take it off. So a lot of my, great big fish pictures are not on my phone at this point. I'm charging it right now, but it takes 4 days. And you gotta get lucky to get 20%. It's weird, and then it gets extraneously hot. But if I can get it to 20% or so, I can take a bunch of photos off there and then shut the phone down again.
Yeah.
What I'd do is I'd get it charged up, and then I'd haul ass to a phone store and get them to pair the phones and switch it over real quick.
The problem is it doesn't charge but about 20%, and it just sort of stops. And so I just don't know what would go on there.
Yeah.
Chumming the fish with phones. I have chummed the river with mini phones. Yes. Three bar. Here's the count: 3 bar phones, 2 flip phones, and at least 3 iPhones are in the Mississippi River. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Gimpy, that's bad.
Gimpy said his wife's granddad got cloned, sent everyone a message asking for money because he was stranded in England backpacking.
Oh boy.
And he was 82. He was 82 at the time.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's rough.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, buddy. But all right, we had an hour into this thing. Now we got a lot of fun out of the way. Does anyone in the chat have any questions for Epic on where to find big fish, how to find big fish, anything of that nature?
I may be old, but I have not forgotten that.
That he forgets every damn thing
Yep.
He's like me. He forgets everything but the fishing. Yep. Okay. That hell.
You know what's funny, Creole? We all remember exactly where my phones our phones are. I remember where every single phone is. I got 2 in the Scary River, 1 at the bend, 1 at the one just below the rapids. I got 2 of them. I got 1 in the Illinois River, and I got the others in the Mississippi. I know exactly where they are, and they're all in 15 to 30 foot of water.
Creole said his dad caught it and pulled it off his pocket. Yours did
Hey, you remember when they came out with the rugby phone?
No.
Well, that's just
we old.
But anyway, they came out with a rugby phone. Now it was a durable phone. It'd take a beating. It even housed a good bit of water too. I was casting bait, and when I throwed the net out, it caught that phone off my pocket, off the clip, and I watched the phone go out, and I watched the net set right down on top of it.
And you caught it.
I said, either I'm gonna catch it or I done lost the phone. And when I pulled the net back in, the phone was in it.
Oh boy, you got lucky.
Tank
I hooked my best friend's wallet. We were in high school still,
Andrew,
and his wallet was on the front console
he said
because he changed. He was wearing shorts and he changed into pants and he left it there. And I ended up hooking it and flinging it into the Illinois River. He goes, what was that? Because it was almost dark. He goes, what was that? I go, I don't know. What are you talking about? He goes, I heard 2 splashes. And he goes, no, don't tell me. He went up on the front. There was a seat right in front on the console. I evidently hooked his freaking wallet, and he had to get everything new: driver's license and insurance card. Oh yeah.
Tank got a question, Andrew. He said,
All
big
right.
flatheads, live
Mhm.
bait versus fresh bait, fresh, cut, or shad or skipjack.
All of the above, and I'll tell you why. Because it depends on time of year, water temperature, and how much competition they are. It seems that once they become solitary, they prefer live bait. I mean, I can get them to go on live bait about any time of year, but there's certain times of year, depending on what the water level is, I can get them to, and I know I'm getting a little bit too specific here, but when the water is still fairly cool and they're still acceptable of each other, like they don't care that they're 2-3 foot apart or any of that. They haven't begun fighting all that well. It seems that their digestion is still slow and that cut bait seems to excel. And that means skipjack, shad, herring, even cut bluegill at times. But as that water warms and they become more irritated with each other because their metabolism is higher, it seems that most of the time live bait excels. And yes, the softer your live bait is and the flashier it is, sometimes the better. Bluegills are not always the best live bait, because when I've noticed this, when I could get moon eye and shad fairly easily and keep them alive, they would work way better than even my bluegills. And sometimes if you had anything dark on, and it didn't matter if it was alive or dead, it was hard to get a bite because they could be specifically picky because they weren't all that active. All right. Now, by the time August comes around, most of the time they're live bait eaters, in my part of the woods. But if you go into an area and there's flatheads there and you're not getting bit or getting bit hard enough to catch them, they're not really sucking the baits in. You're seeing flathead marks on your baits when you reel them in. And sometimes you can switch over to cut bait and all of a sudden you catch 5 fish on one route, and you still got 6 or 8 of them out. That's how you know. Now, if you changed everything over, well, maybe you hit one in the face. Maybe they just weren't biting yet. Maybe you just didn't stick it out with the live bait. But I'm telling you, it's weird where you'll throw 2 pieces of cut bait on, you'll catch all the rest of the fish. You won't hardly get a wiggle on anything else. But if you throw a white bass or a live shad or whatever, so my suggestion is just to have both available, throw both and see what the tendency of the day. And I always say, listen to the fish. They'll tell you what they want, because I love throwing live baits for flatheads. It's kind of disappointing when they eat cut baits to me, but I'll do it because if I'm listening to the fish, if I'm getting bites, but on my live baits and they're coming back with just that, that half moon or that straight across where it's scaled one side and not the other. There are spots I fish for flatheads that I have not once ever caught a channel cat because they can't exist there. They don't exist there. They cannot feed there. It is dominated by flatheads at all times. And so I know that it's a long story, but I used to steal baits back from flatheads in my big tanks that I fed because I wanted to know what those bites look like because I was fishing a lot of different areas and I was trying to specifically target flatheads. So I needed to know the difference between what a channel cat bite looked like and a flathead bite looked like. And so, I really spent probably a couple of years doing that. And now I can tell you exactly what a channel cat bite looks like and exactly what a flathead bite looks like, like that. it's easy. I can tell you now what the end of the rod look like, whether it's a channel cat, whether it's a blue or a flathead. Most of the time, sometimes I get fooled. Sometimes a flathead will just kind of rock it back and forth. You're like, oh boy, is that a 10-pound blue cat just hanging on it in the current? Because sometimes they look like that, or is it a flathead? Matter of fact, that happened this last season. Oh, I forgot about a few flatheads that I was telling you about before too, that I just didn't even film. But it is one of those things. Listen to the fish, and keep prepared when you go flathead fishing. If you've got availability for having some fresh caught shad, I say do it. Because there's been entire days where I threw bluegill after bluegill after bluegill, and finally said, okay, I'm going to throw these stupid cut bait shad, and here comes the biggest fish of the trip. Bang, on a stupid shad head about that big, and it's not like I just threw that thing in there. This is after throwing, it in their zone several times, the live baits, and not getting, things, not getting feedback like I want to. And I'm like, oh, I should have switched over to, cut shad a long time ago. But then there's sometimes you throw cut shad and all you're going to catch is, little dink flatheads. You won't have the big ones. And, there have been entire trips where I throw, shad, because I had customers that were just interested in catching fish. They weren't really interested in, just catching monsters. And, throwing shad. And my customers are finally like, yeah, we've caught enough fish. Let's go after some monsters. I throw on, a couple of bluegills or a white bass or two, and here we hit a 40. Here we hit a 50. Here we hit a 35. It has worked out like that enough times worth mentioning. Now, if something just happens once, willy-nilly, whatever, I don't even put it in my memory banks as something that's plausible. It's got to be patternable, or I just try not to talk about it.
Yeah. Back at the beginning of the year, I took Real Quick Fishing, which is Daniel Rubin.
Okay.
He was on his way to ICAST in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped by, and I took him out on the river to catch his first blue cat. I don't know if y'all can see it or not.
Not really. It kind of looks like one of them Bigfoot pictures. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
It was like, I think it was 30 something.
I think so,
Yeah.
But that was the first time ever being on the Mississippi River or fishing catfish all together.
Nice.
He had we done over 100 pounds that day?
I think so.
I think it was 4 fish or 5 fish.
Nice.
Yeah, he had a blast.
Nothing wrong with that.
So much a blast, he's coming back.
He'll be back this year.
So Mr. Gimpy asks, what is a good resource to use to find spots on different bodies of water? Well, I used to use the old river charts, and I really haven't used it a lot, but everybody tells me that that app on your phone shows you a lot. I've really not used it, but I've told people to use it. What app is that? It's I can't even remember the name of it now.
You talking about
Navionics.
Yeah.
Navionics. I've heard, I've got a couple friends that use it, and if I was going to new waters that I'd never fished before, you darn right, I'd be having Navionics and Google Earth, and I would be really looking at that so I knew where I was going. Because I don't love to travel a long way in the boat, and I'll tell you why. New rivers, dangerous at night. You got to try to remember, and you can't trust the pink line. I don't trust the pink line. A lot of guys do, but it's different on that Mississippi. So, either I got that water kind of memorized, or I don't necessarily love to run it at night for long distances. I'll run it at night. I don't mind 5, 6, 7 miles, but I don't like 28 miles at night trying to run back to the boat ramp. So I usually pick out my spots according to a fairly close boat ramp, and I plan my time. So if we go out in the morning, I figure on, okay, I'm going to try to pick out spots that are great that I think would be great during the day, and then I'm going to pick out spots that I think are great at night, and then or an area that's going to be better. So I may start out a trip 3 hours in just a few spots, maybe upriver, maybe I'll go downriver and plan on if I want to look at a section of river that's 5, 6, 7 miles, because I'm going to look at it pretty damn close, so it's going to take a lot of time. And if I need to go like even farther down or farther up, I'll take the boat out and get to the closest boat ramp, because I don't love driving that night on that Mississippi. Now, if you're out of the main channel and you're whatever, fine. But a lot of the areas that I fish are fairly industrial, and they don't have a lot of backwaters. It's basically a main channel stem, and I mean, it kind of sucks as far as running at night. I have a lot of confidence where all you guys see me fishing live at. I've got a lot of confidence in that, and I'll run it like I stole it. I mean, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly where the wing dikes are. I know exactly where the buoys are. I know exactly, the only tough part is whenever you're near a city and you have barge lights coming at you, you don't always know it's a barge. And the things are 100 yards long, and the fronts aren't lit very good, and it just blends into the skyline.
Yep.
And I mean, you can't, like, running right down the main river, you think that it's clear all the way to the city or the dam or whatnot, and you're like, what is that? Oh, that's the front of a barge, and you're only 40 yards from it. And if you snoozed a little bit, you run right into the front. So I've kind of toned it down a little bit. I'll run hard where I know the barges can't go, blah, blah, blah. But as far as following that pink line, I've done it. Had to do it in fog before. I don't love it. So yeah, Google Images, Google Earth, Navionics, not Google Images, but Navionics, studying your water, going out during the day, giving it some practice before you even fish at it at night is really kind of a big deal on big rivers. Now, if you're on a lake and the only thing you got to worry about is other boats, not so bad. But if you got to worry about stump fields and stuff like that, well, Navionics is going to help you. But when you're dealing with all that, industrial shit, people flying around and all that, it's a little different story. And wing dikes can sit low to the water. You barely, they're barely sticking out of the water like that. And, I got a jet. I cannot jump a wing dike and not rip a hole in the bottom of even my sea arc. I can jump it if it's slightly underwater, but if it's above water by a foot, it's going to be a disaster. And they're easy to miss. Especially if you get a little bit of fog on that water, a foot of fog, which sometimes you do.
Epic.
Yeah.
When I went out last weekend, I could barely see the front of the pontoon.
Yeah.
That's how foggy it was. 30-minute boat ride took me 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you couldn't get over an idle.
No.
You had to roll easy with it.
Yep.
And I thought I had it made Sunday and went back out, and it was just as bad. It's that fog is something, man. It'll pop on you quick.
It will, especially in the winter time. I mean, the winter is the biggest time for fog, really. Yep. Sometimes you can get cool air that moves in on a hot summer, and you'll get some fog, or the other way around. The water, you will still be cool, and you get the warm air come up on you, and then there'll be fog. But for the most part, it's not real bad. The Missouri is pretty dangerous that way too. It'll get foggy as shit. And there's some wing dikes that'll just flat out kill your ass on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a bend, you got a wing dike that's 3/4 of the width of the river down there. And if you don't remember that bend just right, you're on that wing dike like nobody's business.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing about it with the section I fish over here on the river.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about running over a wing dike.
Right. Yeah.
Because the section I fish, there is none.
Gotcha. Do night fishing from a boat on the Mississippi. You find a good, safe spot, anchor up, and spend the night. No running in the dark. That's what Danny says. Well, I would get very bored very bored if I had to stay in one spot. The only way I'm staying in one spot is if I've looked at all the rest and I've only got one pot of fish. Otherwise, I do have to move because it's going to drive the base of my monkey brain completely insane, thinking that there's a bite somewhere. I just haven't found it.
Yeah.
How reliable
But you know,
are
that's
who was
what's that?
that?
Gimpy said, how reliable are fishing prediction sites or charts? His dad used to go by the old Farmer's Almanac.
Fishing by the charts, looking at like old
Yeah.
charts. Old charts
Like-
back in the day,
like
pretty
Farmer-
darn reliable. They're pretty darn reliable on certain stretches, except for if you've had a recent flood. So if you had a recent like a 10 magnitude flood, things would change on you, and I would have to make notes of my own on those charts or buy new ones. You know, and a lot of times they wouldn't come out but every 10 years. So I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I've got my old charts up in the attic somewhere, or they're in the garage somewhere, and I've got 100 notes on them because, you know, here we got a new sandbar, and it doesn't change up here as much as it does down in Louisiana as far as the sand. You know, I've talked to John many a night, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
A lot.
that sand will change," and the Missouri changes a lot too. You know, a lot of those smaller rivers do, but the bigger rivers that are inundated by sand, the Ohio where it joins, it changes a bunch. You know, stuff like that. Up here, I'd say by the Quad Cities, it really only changes, but it's a drastic change when we get those mega floods. You know, it'll either wipe out new great flathead habitat, or it will make new, but it takes longer to make new great flathead habitat than it does to wipe it out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one. I mean, I've lost some great spots due to flooding and, you know, gravel getting put in the hole and all that stuff, losing trees due to ice flows, stuff like that. But, you know, you can fairly well trust it, but I wouldn't just go to a new place and just go full out based on, you know, old charts or even Navionics. I'd still want to explore it as much during the day and probably not fish. Probably if I was in a new river situation, I'd probably not want to like go at night and fish somewhere I've never fished. I don't even like doing that in the first of the year because, you know, I got to refresh my memory as far as where everything is. I gotta, you know, I use my head for timing a lot too. There's a circadian rhythm that goes to fishing, and you know, I just by the speed and the length of time that I've gone, I usually know pretty well where everything's at. I'm like, that should be coming up right here, and sure enough, it does. And you don't always see it. Matter of fact, I got to get a better spotlight. I got one of them dim, freaking, you know, like a Kmart one, you know, like an Ozark Trail, like a Walmart one. I got to get a better one.
I would run without light.
Well,
But I've been doing that forever.
yeah, my
And when I
light
do,
is
when I
for
do turn one on,
yeah.
I can't see.
My light is for stuff that's in the water, like the big hairy ass trees. I don't mind them logs that are low to the water. I just don't want to hit one of those giant freaking oak trees that's coming down the river that's 6 foot high. You know what I'm saying? And you will hit it where I'm at. You will hit them because it's dark as shit. You know, not all the time, but most time when it's dark, it's dark. And to use a spotlight effectively, you got to hold it up higher than eye level, like way high. Otherwise, it will find you.
Gimpy said, are catfish affected by barometric pressure and moon phase?
Both, 100%, but nobody's sure exactly which direction they're affected. Except for, I can tell you a few things. When the pressure's dropping, the bite's on when the pressure's high. It's not always off, but when it first gets high, it pretty much shuts the bite down. And that works for channel cats, flatheads, and blues. Moon phase, I've never in all my years done that great on a full moon. Now, I've heard people that have, so it's not impossible. But generally speaking, where I fish, once that moon shines on the water, it affects the bite pretty hard. Even in deep water. Deeper water's better. You know, if I'm in an area that's like shallow water, fairly, you know, maybe the main channel is 17 foot and a side channel is 11 and a deep hole is 22. As soon as that light shines on it, it seems to shut my flathead bites off pretty much totally. But if you can stay in the shade, it's pretty decent. Even though, you know, a strong full moon doesn't, it has never been a good thing. I used to love it when I was young because I could see really well, and I'd get excited about a full moon. And you know what? Full moons never had a great bite. Not for me, they haven't.
Yeah. Daniel Rubin.
He said,
Does anybody use sound generated devices to attract catfish?
There are some people that have tried it. I know that, and there's only 2 instances that I've ever witnessed anything like that. One was a device called a clonk. The other one is tapping on your rod in small rivers. Seems to work at times. You know, that's just taking anything like this, something metal, tapping on your rod in a certain frequency like this, and you can attract in shallow water. It works on channel cats. I don't think it'd work on flatheads. Not much of that weird shit works on flatheads.
Yeah.
And it's untried on blue cats. I talked to a guy that used a piece of metal out of his shop and a hacksaw, and he used to do it pretty religiously. He'd put it on the gunnel of his boat and he would hacksaw that real slow and send vibrations. He swore by it, but I never witnessed it myself.
Yeah. Matt Ryan, he's a sheriff's officer in California. He said, "You guys won't believe how the full moon affects people when I'm working. Lunatics and zombies."
Lunatic fringe, that's what I hear. So do catfish grunt? They don't necessarily. Ours do not grunt. They have a hinge on their front pectoral fin that when they flex a muscle, the hinge will be. They can do it. They can move their pectoral fins without making that sound. So it is on purpose. So they will make that sound, and it will actually grind. It's like a gear. It's like a gear like this. Here's their pectoral fin, and when it goes down, it flicks that bone a little bit, and it makes that sound like that. Now, when it goes back up, it doesn't, but when it goes down, it does, and it's mostly controlled by muscles. It's not really them flexing it like you flapping wings, but there is a lot to that.
Yeah.
Clonk autograph bite. Yep, one of those clonks. Yeah.
Oh hell, where'd you go now, Lance?
Like Lance dropped out.
Oh Lord.
Does dynamite work well for catfishing? You know, we've all heard the dynamite stories.
He said he's desperate. That's gimpy.
Watch a story about a passenger vessel that went down in the Amazon, and a bunch of people were taken by big blue catfish. They think that the fish were attracted by the people in the water. Okay, real quick fishing. It wasn't big blues in the Amazon. They were, and there's absolutely no evidence that that's what it was. People were guessing that there was a fish called a Piraiba, which is pretty much the biggest catfish in the Amazon, that were capable of it. And it's mostly kind of third world suspicions, or, you know, what do they call that? When people
Well, we call it down here voodoo.
Yeah, kind of like a voodoo. So I mean, a lot of indigenous people who are not very educated decide that they're good, that they can answer things with some sort of answer that is of the macabre,
Yeah.
spirits and such. Now, I would believe that if a bus went down in the Amazon, that it could be piranhas, because we've all seen those where you throw an injured whatever, and those piranhas will boil. Now, you guys ever watch the videos on the guy throwing the chickens in his pond, and the
Yep.
catfish just boil? All right, those are not channel cats, and they're not blues. They're hybrids. They're way more aggressive than channel cats. They've been kind of trained to do that. I would suspect that you could throw as many chickens in the Mississippi or in whatever lake that you wanted to, and it would take a long time for catfish to behave that way. But anything's possible.
You're right about that. Anything is possible.
Well, that's right. I mean, you can't rule weird stuff out.
Mm-mm.
You can just say likely or unlikely.
Yep. Yes, indeed. But
Mhm.
well, I guess if you want, Lance, we can go ahead and end that. You got to get up early in the morning, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
All
got
right,
to get up.
everybody coming in, hanging out. Thanks for Epic coming up.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you
Everybody
coming in.
in.
Tim,
Yeah.
run off. I want to talk to you backstage.
Okay.
And we shall see you guys. You never know. John may do a pop up during the week.
Thank
Later.
everybody in chat.